Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today I have some more journals, or one journal to show you. I made two of them. I made two more of the French journal, and it is similar to the one that I made a few weeks back that was up in my Etsy shop. I had somebody request another one from me, so I went ahead and made two of them so I could put one up in my Etsy shop, and then the other one would be for the request. So here is what it looks like. Very similar. I use the same fabric as my other one. If you want to see the other one just for inspiration, I will put a link to that video down there in the description box as well. This one is tied up with this really pretty vintage ribbon, and I'll go ahead and undo it here. I used the same image. This was from the Ooh La La paper collection that is from Michaels. So that is on the front. I layered it on some green polka dot paper that's from the collection. I sewed it on to the front. Well, I sewed it onto the green. I glued the pocket down because I didn't want to sew into the cover here. So that's glued down. It is a pocket. I made a tag with a piece of the Eiffel Tower paper and layered up this cut apart here on top of the pink polka dot, added some pink rickrack, some pink pom-pom trim, a vintage button here, and then some pink lace at the top. So that's in the top there. I'll just leave that there. I sewed some pink crocheted lace on the side here, as well as some pink ruffly ribbon down at the bottom, and then added some more rickrack, and that part goes all the way around. The fabric on the cover is sewn to a piece of this Eiffel Tower paper, and there are pockets on the front cover as well as the back cover, that same paper. And then here is another tag that I made, and this was altering a paint chip. If you'd like to see a tutorial on how I did this, I will put the link for that down below. I had done this last week. So it is a paint chip, and I layered it with paper, lace, different laces, some graph paper, a cutout from the Eiffel Tower paper, this little cut apart that says C'est la vie, and then I added some vintage buttons here with some ribbon. And then this pocket here this page has a pocket here with some pom-pom trim. And I'll quickly flip through this. There's little tucks, there's tea-dyed doilies, belly band pockets. This page is a full pocket. Here's a belly band, some really super old sheet music. This is a little flap here with a little tuck spot. Here's some dyed graph paper. This is some vintage trim that I found in an antique shop. Another little pocket there. And a belly band. Here is some food color dyed doily, or a doily. Another pocket with some more vintage ribbon there. This is a tuck spot at the top. This is a little flip up onto some graph paper, and then more belly band. Here is a pieced together paper where I had scraps of the different papers and sheet music, graph paper, lined paper, and I Mod Podged it, did some sewing, and then sewed or glued lace down at the top. No, I sewed it. Yeah, I actually sewed that part. So, and then here is another little sheet music, and it is actually in French. Here is another full pocket that I sewed on. That was a cut apart of the paper. And then here is a printable that it's an old antique check, and I printed that out and just inked it up. Now here's another side pocket. This is some food color dyed paper. This is a cut apart. And then here's another little tuck. A little corner tuck there. And if I didn't say, this is a one signature book. This one's actually bigger than my other books. It's like 60 pages, I believe, front and back. And it is 4.5, I believe, by 8.5, or 4.25 by 8.5. The exact dimensions will be on the description on my Etsy listing. This is some pretty vintage lace or trim. It's embroidered onto some like sheer ribbon. And then I made this little book. This is a check that I printed out. I sewed it onto this piece of paper, and then I added some tea dyed paper on the inside and sewed it. So that's like a nice little booklet to do some journaling or add pictures. Here's the other side of that Frankenstein piece of paper there. There's a belly band. Here is a little pocket that's made with an embroidered napkin that I found at an antique shop. And then here is another pocket with some lace. More pockets, another belly band. Here's a flip up, and this is just a piece of sheet music that had this chair on it. I printed that out. Here's a flip out of paper there, and some stained graph paper. The other side of that sheet music, and I added some rickrack there. There's another belly band. And that's a full pocket. And then here is another flip out there, another image that I printed, and the doily, and there is a tuck spot. And then here's the last 2 pages. There's a pocket there, pocket here, and then another tag that I made. So this will come with everything you saw here, as well as a goodie bag full of extra sheet music, dyed papers, tags. I have a couple tags that came with this collection that will go in that little bag. I also have some, I found at a thrift store a French book and a little French conversation book, so I'm going to pull some pieces out of that and stick that in the little goodie bag, so you have that in here. Another tag that will be included with this is this really pretty fabric tag that I made. It's with the same fabric that coordinates with the book that's on the cover. And so I sewed 2 pieces of the fabric together with a card in between to add a little bit more stability to it. And I added some lace, layered a pom-pom trim, and then this little dangly trim here. And then I added 2 safety pins. There's little pink beads on this one, and then 2 vintage buttons on this one. And then I tied some silk. It's a piece of silk that I had in my stash. I cut it to about 1/2 inch there, tied a bow, and then I added another vintage ribbon there that has some twine. If you'd like to find out how I made this tag, come back on Thursday, because I will be having a tutorial on how to make it. Super easy and really pretty. So I hope you liked this. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Go ahead and check out my other French book that I made previously if you want more inspiration. And check this out in my Etsy shop. And I will see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.